In the galactic census, every race is defined by a threshold. The Volari can calculate the exact moment a siege will break. The Krill know precisely how many casualties are acceptable before a retreat is mandatory. To the rest of the universe, war is a series of balanced equations. When the hegemony, a coalition of 12 ancient systems, decided to reclaim the Orion Arm, they expected a standard variable. They expected the humans to look at the numbers, see the 98% probability of annihilation, and sign the surrender treaties. Instead, the humans sent a 3-word transmission: try your luck. The siege of Bastion 4. Bastion 4 was a dust ball of a mining colony. It had no strategic value other than being the first rock the hegemony fleet encountered. General Vrak of the hegemony looked at his sensors. He had 40 dreadnoughts. The humans had 3 outdated frigates and a localized planetary shield powered by repurposed freighter engines. Logic dictates they surrender within the hour, Vrak told his bridge crew. The energy output of their shields cannot withstand a single synchronized volley. The hegemony fired. The shield flickered, groaned, and died. But the humans didn't stop. When their ships were melted into slag, the pilots didn't eject toward the hegemony lines for mercy. They aimed their burning husks at the hegemony's hangar bays. One human frigate, the SS Indomitable, was sheared in half. According to every known law of physics and military doctrine, a ship split in two is a graveyard. But the humans in the rear section realized their engines were still live. They didn't signal for rescue. They used the remaining thrusters to turn the back half of their ship into a giant, nuclear-powered kinetic slug. They rammed the hegemony flagship. The human factor. The war lasted 7 years. By year 3, the hegemony was no longer fighting for territory. They were fighting to understand. They captured a human sergeant named Elias after the Battle of New Terra. He had been shot 3 times, was severely dehydrated, and had been holding a trench alone for 48 hours with nothing but a combat knife and a handful of pebbles he'd rigged with static charges. Why? Vrak asked, peering through the containment glass at the battered creature. The probability of your survival was 0.0004%. Your command had abandoned the sector. You were mathematically dead 2 days ago. Elias spat blood and grinned, a terrifying expression that showed too many teeth. I guess I forgot to carry the one, General. This is the HFY, humanity, fuck yeah. Essence, spite. We are a species built on the evolutionary foundation of I'll show you. The turning point, the sole stand. The hegemony finally reached Earth. They brought everything. A Dyson-level beam weapon capable of cracking a planet's crust. They parked it in high orbit and gave humanity one last chance. Surrender. The broadcast echoed across every screen on the planet. The math is finished. You have 0 ships. We have the sun in a bottle. The response didn't come from a president or a general. It came from a global broadcast of a single sound, a heartbeat. Then, the impossible happened. Humans hadn't been building ships. They had been building a massive, planet-wide gravity well. They didn't try to outshoot the hegemony beam. They waited for it to fire. When the beam hit the atmosphere, the humans used a series of localized singularity generators, tech so dangerous and unstable that no rational race would ever dare turn it on, to catch the beam. They didn't dissipate the energy. They curved it. Using the Earth's own magnetic field as a lens, they reflected the hegemony's sun-in-a-bottle straight back at the fleet. The aftermath. The hegemony fleet wasn't destroyed. It was humbled. They retreated to the edges of the system, watching as the primitive humans went back to repairing their cities. General Vrak wrote the final entry in the war log before his resignation. We studied their biology. We studied their history. We thought their weakness was their fragility. We were wrong. Their strength is their insanity. A human will set their own house on fire just to ensure you choke on the smoke. You cannot win a war against a species that views impossible as a personal insult. What makes us HFY? Endurance. We are the pursuit hunters of the stars. We don't stop. Ingenuity. Give a human a broken wrench and a gum wrapper, and they'll build a railgun. Defiance. The universe says no, and we say, watch me. Would you like me to write a sequel focusing on a specific character from this story, or perhaps generate an image of the sun-curving moment?